Alright, folks, the countdown to GTA 6 is officially on. The most hotly anticipated game of all time is about a year away. And while Rockstar is gearing up to blow our minds, let's make sure they also don't blow our patience. It's Agent Bardock here, and here are 10 things I absolutely do not want to see in GTA 6. Rockstar, you've got the budget of a small country, please don't let us down. Starting off at number 10 is the death of the protagonist. We've been here before. We've seen the story before, spending 60 plus hours loving and bonding with our protagonist, only for Rockstar to tear our hearts out and leave us crying into the credits. I don't care how emotionally gripping it is at this point. I'm not signing up for another tear-jerking goodbye. I can't do it. I don't think I have it in me at this point. After such a long wait for GTA 6, that's not the kind of ending that I'm hoping for. So please, Rockstar, please keep the main character alive, or at least give me a choice to save them this time. I'm playing for chaos, not a therapy session. So yes, please keep them alive for now. I also feel like the protagonist's death has kind of played itself out in modern day gaming stories. I think Rockstar has the opportunity here to do something really good with the narrative and not just follow the same stuff that they've been doing before. So I highly doubt that we'll get another death of the protagonist, but it's Rockstar, who knows. At number 9, we've got silly arcade style driving. So look, I'm probably going to take a lot of heat for this opinion, but I actually prefer the driving in GTA 4 compared to GTA 5. Yep, there, I said it. I'm entitled to my own opinion, as is everybody. So, in my opinion, GTA driving should feel like you're in an action movie, a little bit realistic, and not so much like you're in a go-kart simulator. So, I think this opinion would probably vary with, what type of gameplay you actually like. So, I myself kind of lean more towards realism, obviously within reason. So I preferred the driving in GTA 4 because it just felt a little bit more realistic as to how a car handles in real life. So something like that for me would be a little bit better and in keeping with the realism I think they're trying to achieve in GTA 6. Not so much the driving we had in GTA 5 where the cars were just rigid as heck. Like I can't do it. So I want the physics to be realistic, but I want it to be fun. So if anybody can strike that balance perfectly, it's Rockstar. I want to be able to drift through those intersections and not feel like my car is glued to the road or it's driving on an ice rink. So yeah, Rockstar, come, it's Grand Theft Auto. Let's do something about the driving. So at number 8, we've got only online DLC. So look, we get it, Rockstar, you're swimming in cash from GTA Online, but can we please get some single story DLC this time? I actually missed, and again, it sounds like I'm a GTA 4 fanatic, which I'm really not, but I enjoyed a lot of what that game had to offer. Those single player DLC expansions were great. I actually prefer the Ballad of Gay Tony a little bit more than I like The Lost and the Damned, but those single player DLCs and how they tied into the main story was just so interesting for me that I actually expected them to do the same with GTA 5. I don't want to only have additional vehicles and additional storylines and missions in GTA Online only. Some of us like single player games. I myself like to get involved in a good story, whether or not it's involved with other players. So I want to explore new stories and characters in the same world where I experience a single player story. And I want the cities to kind of embrace that concept. So yeah, give the solo players a little bit of love, Rockstar. We want some single player offline DLC. So at number 7, we've got super linear or super restricted mission design. So I feel a lot of games are guilty of doing this because they want you to complete the mission in a certain way. But GTA 5 kind of mixed that formula up a little bit, having the ability to switch between the 3 protagonists to get the mission completed in, a few different ways. But in a sense, it was still relatively scripted. I would like the opportunity to be able to complete a mission in multiple different ways. Give me the freedom to execute my objectives in the sandbox that you've created. Imagine the amount of replayability and just the amount of fun you could have thinking of all the different ways you can get this mission done. A GTA is supposed to be the sandbox where I don't have to be fenced in with these unnecessary restrictions. Like if I leave the area while the mission is on, or if I decide to accidentally shoot someone, give me the opportunity to go wild but complete the mission. Yeah, I understand there will be some failure criteria, but for the most part, give me the freedom. Let me do what I want to do with the world in order to complete that mission. So at number 6, we've got indestructible gates, poles, and signs. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's set the scene. You're in your vehicle, which is a beast of a tank, and you are driving at full speed. And you see a little flimsy little metal fence, and you think to yourself, I can get through that. So you drive through it, only to have it stop you dead in your tracks like it's made of vibranium. Nothing breaks the immersion in that world like these indestructible pieces of the environment. Rockstar, we have destructible environments now. Please let us smash through these gates and poles like the unhinged criminals that we are, or that we want to be. Please. At number 5, we've got following and trailing quests. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. These are the missions where you've got to tail an NPC, otherwise they're going to see you and you got to restart the whole thing all over again. Yes, everybody's favorite mission type. Tailing an NPC who drives slower than my grandmother and somehow still spots me if I'm more than 10 feet behind him. These missions are tedious, frustrating, and about as fun as a root canal. Seriously, nobody wants to do these missions anymore. Rockstar, let's leave these in the past where they belong. I don't want to be tailing NPCs and watching them or listening to them to find out key pieces of information. There has to be another way to do it. So, yes, please, no more. So at number 4, we've got GTA 6 being always online. So look, I don't know what GTA 6 is aspiring to do, or how it's going to use AI, or if it's going to be always online AI, which brings variety to NPCs, or the world that we're going to be basically living in for the next 15 years. Or maybe 20 years, it takes Rockstar a long time to deliver stuff. But if I need an internet connection to play the single player campaign, I'm throwing my controller out the window. I'm not even kidding. Not everybody has perfect Wi-Fi, and even if they do, nobody wants to be booted mid-session because their router had a bad day. It's a single player game, and I don't want to be connected to the internet permanently. So, bottom line, let single player games be single player. I don't want to be connected to the internet all the time. So at number 3, we've got stupid brain dead cops. Rockstar, your cops are iconic, but also sometimes dumb as bricks. So I would say the cops in GTA 5 were a lot better than they were in GTA 4, and they definitely gave me more of a challenge in evading them as I have in the past. Having said that, I would like the cop system to be a lot more intelligent this time round. Firstly, if I commit a crime, I shouldn't be murdered for everything. The punishment must fit the crime. So in GTA games in the past, even if you have a relatively low wanted level, the cops turn into these murder bots, which basically have the sole function of ending your life. So I'm not sure how they can incorporate something a little bit different this time around, but I would like them to actually arrest you if the crime is low enough, for you to be arrested and not wanted dead or alive, So improve that aspect of things, and I want there to be fairness in the world as well. Yes, I can run down an NPC and get hunted down and murdered by the cops, But if an NPC attacks me, nothing really seems to happen. So we need that balance in the cop system, Rockstar. Let's get it done. I want fairness. Yes. Serve and protect, man. Okay, I'm done now. At number 2, we've got fuel tanks. So I think the gaming world is unanimously in agreement with this one. So even being a gamer that prefers the more realistic, even I would have to agree that a fuel tank would be just a terrible idea. Running out of fuel in an open world game is a fun idea for about 30 seconds, and then it becomes a tedious slog to find a petrol station while your timer on your mission starts to tick down. Look, I know it kind of sounds interesting, but let's be real. If we just want to go in the world and cause chaos, it's going to be a real wet blanket. So GTA isn't really a Euro truck simulator, so let's skip the realism in this aspect. I don't need a low fuel anxiety meter in my crime spree. I have enough of that in my real life. I don't need it in a game as well. So no fuel tanks. And the number one thing nobody wants to see in GTA 6 is anything futuristic. I think all of us know exactly where the sentiment is sprouting from. Oppressor Mark II in GTA Online. It just absolutely ruined the immersion, it ruined the gameplay, and it just made GTA 5 feel childish after a while. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. It actually made it feel less serious than it was. Not to say that GTA itself is a very serious series, but I don't want to see anything futuristic in the next GTA. Especially with what we've seen in the trailers, it seems to be leaning more towards realism, and something like an Oppressor Mark II would completely ruin that for me. So I love sci-fi as much as the next person, but I don't want flying cars or laser guns or jetpacks cluttering my GTA experience. It's about, I want it to be a grounded, gritty chaos, not futuristic nonsense. So keep it real, or as real as can be, but no, just no on the futuristic stuff. I think we've all had enough of that in GTA Online for the past few years. So there you have it. 10 things I don't want to see in GTA 6. Rockstar, we're counting on you to deliver this masterpiece. We've all been waiting too long. And if you mess it up, well, let's just say there'll be plenty more YouTube videos complaining about it. Until then, let's keep the hype alive and hope for the best. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment on what kind of content you guys would like to see going forward. See you in the next video.